coming from McDonald's,
Right.
you know? So it's
True.
like, and even I'm not into really counting macros and things of that nature,
Yeah.
but I did pay attention to labels and what I was
Mm,
putting into my body. So
mm,
that was my biggest thing. Before, I would just throw anything in my cart. I didn't care if it was quick and easy. That's what I wanted. If it was a ravioli or what can, okay, I'm cool with that.
right.
But then I started really paying attention, like, okay, hold on. When I started incorporating greens more is when I started just seeing a whole bunch of change, because I
Yeah.
never liked vegetables like that.
Yeah. Same.
So I would honestly, my biggest advice is just find that one day out of your
Yeah.
time that you may have free a weekend and just meal prep. It takes an hour, and I promise you it will save you money, and
Mm,
it will save you time, honestly.
mm. True. No, I love that you bring all of this up. And again, I ask for myself too.
Right.
Because it's really something I think a lot of people struggle with when it comes to fitness, the meal
Yeah.
prepping aspect, like that whole
So wait,
thing.
I
And
don't mean to interrupt you,
yeah,
but my phone is on 5%. I have to go get my charger. I don't know if
yeah.
you want to pause it really quick.
I'm gonna pause it. Go ahead. All right. Yeah. So again, just basically that whole aspect of you making the aspect of or the change of meal prepping, including that into who you are in your fitness journey in general. Again, I wanted to know, and I appreciate, because it again is something I myself and I have many others who've struggled with it, but I truly do believe that's a key point and a pivotal point to fitness, because in general, if you're not like you said, if you're not doing the 80%, you can't. There's actually a quote I seen on TikTok where it says you can't outwork a bad diet. I think
A
that's what it
bad
was.
diet.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. And like you said, you would work out but not see changes, but then you started eating right and you lost
Hmm.
15 pounds.
Oh, that's 15 pounds. Yeah.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. So
And I didn't even want to lose 15 pounds. I was like, what the heck? This is crazy.
I mean, and my thing is, again, from looking at your physique, it doesn't even look like you needed to lose. I'm not sure exactly where you were, but you know where you were. But that when
Right.
you eat healthier, your body knows what it needs or how it needs to adjust to perform.
You're so right.
You see what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just
I
that whole,
agree.
yeah, it's just that whole aspect of the body knowing itself, knowing what it needs. I did also want to ask you this, because you stated that with the job that you do, you sometimes tell people that they have cancer. Like you come to them and
Mhm.
and you have to. No, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
I don't personally, but the
Okay.
doctor does. So what we do is we test it, and
Okay.
basically so it's like a whole different chain. So we're
Okay.
the first people that's going to test the tubes. It's going to basically, like, it's hereditary cancer or it's prenatal, and we're testing it
Mm,
for whatever patient that wants it. And
mm,
then from there, it goes to a different team. And then the last person is the doctor. And then the doctor tells them,
mm,
hey, you have cancer. But a lot rides on us, because if we make maybe one wrong move,
mm.
that's going to mess everything up. So it's a lot of pressure on my job.
Wow. Wow. And again, even just having that news that that you have cancer or something like that, you having to confirm that with your lab test. Would you say
Mhm.
that that in a sense play a part on your fitness journey as well? Like perhaps that in some sense encourages you to keep working out or encourages you to, stay eating healthy so that you can prevent those things that you're seeing within your job? Would you say that helped push you also in some sense?
I would not, but I do
Mm,
think, like, I would say health in my family has pushed me more, as far as like
mm,
individuals and their health around me has pushed me. But
mm.
definitely, I have seen individuals in my family have cancer,
Yeah,
and that does just make me want to eat healthy and have a better lifestyle, because, a lot of the older generation
yeah,
were not as lucky as us.
yeah.
We are a very, I would say, like, in our age, it's a lot of fitness stuff thrown at the
Mm,
world, and, be healthy, be
nice.
healthy. And with
Yep.
them, I don't think that they got the opportunity to for another person to tell them, hey, your health is very important. You shouldn't be eating this. You should be paying more attention to what you're putting in your body. And I would say that has pushed me more, because my grandmother was actually diagnosed with heart failure.
Wow.
So with that, you know, she wasn't always the best eater, and
Yeah.
she was also from the South.
Yeah.
So her, you know, seeing her go through a lot of health challenges, that pushed me to just want to be better and not want to go through those things and not want to be in pain and suffer. So I would say others around me push me more than,
Mm.
you know, what I'm doing as a career.
Absolutely. And I completely agree. I completely agree that that's actually a really good reference, actually. And would you say because of your journey and how you are now, have you seen that effect on any of your family members, your siblings, your brother, anybody? Have you seen other people look at your example and be like, man, you know what? You know,
I
I'm a get,
have.
yeah, you see, okay, okay. Can you speak on that?
Like my mom is definitely like more, she always asks me questions. She's always calling me, hey, what does this cable mean? What does
Ooh,
this, you know, what do you do with this? My sister, she's gone to the gym with me a couple times. My brother, who's now going to college, he like, it's like, I feel like it's so nice for them to say, you know, I see your TikToks, I see what
mm,
you're doing, can you help me in my journey? So that is so nice, because I'm
oh,
like, in a way, it's like, you know, they view me and they know me more than anyone on the internet could ever know me. So I feel like, you know, hearing that from them is like,
mhm.
is the world to me. And having that impact. And even my grandfather, who's 70 years old, he's like, you know, I want to take a walk. I want to start doing laps. I want to start eating better. And he didn't grow up from a generation like that. He was very, everything was greasy, everything was sugar.
Yeah.
And, you know, his health was not his main priority. So it's nice to see individuals come to me and my family and say, hey, I want to make this change, or at least I see what you're doing and I commend
Man, I love that.
you.
Hearing that, and especially again in the Black community, when you hear the aspect of, you know, your family and the like you said, the older generation talking about, let me walk, or let me do this or do
Mm-hmm.
that. You don't. That's you're right. You don't normally hear that. You don't normally see that. You know, I was
No.
just talking to my mom. We were out eating, and I was like, yeah, wherever I went to go, we went to grandma's house, or we went to this person's house. You know, my mom was just telling me how someone had a pacemaker in their heart, and I was like, eh, do that? You know, do people walk down there? You know, like you start to ask, like, do people walk? Do they move around? Because
Right.
you don't see gyms in the community. A lot of Black communities, you don't
This
really
is true.
see. You don't really see gyms. You don't really see things that kind of help support those habits.
Promote that.
Promote that.
Exactly. It's not in our towns. Mm-hmm.
It's not in our towns. It's not in our towns, and it's just like, you know, when we get to that certain age and things of that nature, you know, when we get older, those things start happening, diabetes or high blood pressure, all these things start happening. And you just, you know,
Yes.
you reason, you're like, man, this is it's probably because of this. So to
Right.
see to hear the aspect of you being a beacon of light to them and to their journey in a sense, that right there, that warms my heart. Like hearing that whole aspect warms my heart, because it really is truly, it truly is an inspiration to putting out a video like this or anything of that nature, having someone else start their fitness journey because of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you get those DMs or those messages or those comments as well when it comes to your journey on TikTok or whatever? Do you ever have it where someone else is asking you questions, or just like, hey, I want to hit you up and just ask you, how can I start? Or can you help me start? Can you train me? You ever get things like that?
Yeah, definitely. I more so on Instagram, because like I said, that's exactly where I started.
Uh,
So Instagram, and so the page I have now on Instagram is before I got my other page. I had like
okay.
1,000+ followers.
I was
So
like, yeah, I
it
was
was
like,
a little more,
yeah. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
so it was more engagement. But people that have now followed me from my older page,
Yeah.
yeah, they still hit me up and ask, hey, like, you know, I want to train with you and I want you to help me. And, you know, I really love what you're doing. So I definitely
Wow.
get messages like that. And I would say more so, not on TikTok yet, but I would say more so on Instagram.
On Instagram. Wow. Wow. That is dope. And I saw your
Hmm.
Instagram content. And again, I see more of like the personal aspect of pictures. But are you,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was like. I was wondering what, in regards to that engagement, but you had an older account before this one. So that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got you. Now, in terms of your content between TikTok and Instagram, um, are you planning on moving more of your fitness stuff to Instagram as well? Or are you kind of keeping it more personal? I was wondering that.
I don't know. I'm still kind of like struggling with, not struggling, just juggling it and maybe going back and forth with myself. Because, like I said, I want to
Yeah.
have a line of turning like that social media off and like, this is
Mm,
who I am,
yeah,
on my
yeah.
personal page. And I'm not saying that's not who I am on TikTok. It's
Right.
just like I give TikTok maybe a 10-second clip versus Instagram is like people who actually know me and people, my actual followers that I can actually say, hey, and we can have a conversation versus people who don't know me. But I would like to go to that direction maybe eventually.
Mm,
But I just don't want that to kind of like absorb who I am, if
oh
that
yeah,
makes sense.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to go back and forth with myself because, like I said, I'm a private person, so
Yeah,
I'm learning, trying to
yeah.
just put myself out there a little more.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with Cierra and I guess just who you are in general, when you have those days where you're tired, you're in bed, you don't feel like doing much. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Maybe you don't feel like meal prepping. Maybe you just lost a family member. Maybe you just experienced some heartbreak, a relationship. You're going through some issues there, and you just don't feel like doing a lot of stuff. You don't feel like getting up. You
Right.
don't feel like doing the normal fitness. You don't feel like going to the gym. What helps your maybe the top three things? What are those three things that you think about that helps pull you and get you up out of bed even when you don't feel like
Hmm.
it?
I think my biggest thing that I could say is number one, I allow myself to feel that way. And I allow myself to say, it's okay if you don't go to the gym today because I had a
Mm,
lot of I have I don't know, I feel like I struggled with gym guilt at first where I used
mm,
to constantly think I have to go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week and if I don't go, I'm going to like freaking lose my shit.
mm.
And I realized that's not healthy. So I
Facts.
find myself, I work in the afternoon until nighttime. So I give myself time where I'm just like, okay, if you wake up and you're not feeling it today, it's okay to feel that way.
Mm,
And I have learned to be, I think, nicer to myself
mm,
and to tell myself that if you lose maybe 1 to 2 days out the gym of maybe the whole year, the whole week, it is not going to hurt you.
mm.
So I
Exactly.
allow myself to feel that way. So I think that's my number one thing because I went to the gym maybe 3 times this week and I'm okay with that. But I
Exactly.
wasn't always in the most healthiest mindset when it came to that and my
Mm,
body and giving myself the rest. It was always like, you have to go. If you don't go, shame on you. So I would say that that's my biggest thing.
love it.
My second thing, what pulls me out of bed is this is my lifestyle, this is my
Mm,
routine. So, not saying if I don't go, it's not going to be, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I
right.
have now, and that's the thing, it's a lifestyle for me. At one time, it
Mm,
was not. So now I have changed everything about like myself. I kind of just say,
uh,
your priority at the time. You're your priority,
yeah.
like, and I feel like that was like my first journey on like, I've had self-love, but I have even more self-love now because
Mm,
I put myself first.
mm,
So that's my second thing. And my third thing is I wouldn't say motivation because I'm not always motivated. It's discipline, really. I'm
facts.
very disciplined now.
Facts.
So, when people always say, "How do you stay motivated?" I'm like, "It is not. I'm not the most
Yeah.
motivated person. It's discipline."
Yeah.
Even when it comes to your eating habits in the gym, like that is
Oh.
all discipline. Because there's times at the gym where I'm okay with doing 30 minutes of cardio or 30 minutes of that, and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Even if it wasn't the best workout, I try to get some type of movement in during the
Mm,
day.
mm.
So yeah,
How
those are like my top three things.
I love that. I love that. And for this last one, I kind of want to pick your brain here.
Mhm.
How important would you say it is to enjoy what you do? Like when it comes to fitness, how important would you say it is to make something fun? Or do you believe in that concept of, hey, if you don't like cardio, try to make it fun. Or if you don't like lifting weights, try to do something that you enjoy. Would you subscribe to that ideology?
Okay, so let me first state like kind of like how I make things fun in the gym. I know
Mm.
like probably a lot of the ladies could honestly like agree with me. I wear cute outfits to the gym. I
Hey,
buy cute
I
outfits
noticed
on
that. I noticed
purpose.
that. I noticed that.
I buy cute outfits on purpose. Even if I don't want to go, okay,
Yeah.
well, guess what? I'm gonna look cute at the gym. So you're gonna get your ass up and you're gonna go. So
I
that's
like
really
it.
like my motivation
Yeah, yeah,
personally.
yeah.
But even when it comes to The cardio, like I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not the biggest cardio person. I
Well,
didn't get abs doing abs,
yeah,
I didn't,
yeah,
none of that. But
yeah.
I would say that you have to switch it up, because if you're doing the
Mm,
same routine every day, you're gonna get bored with it. You're not gonna be
mm,
as passionate. You're gonna say, well, I'm doing the same things. How am I gonna see change? How am I gonna see growth? So now I would always do like the same leg day, and I was okay with that. But now I've switched it up. Like, for example, okay, I do one really heavy day, then I do one really light day. But I'm incorporating different type of movements
yeah,
within that, and not always lifting heavy weights, because number one, you don't always have to lift heavy to see results.
yeah.
Like, your form
Facts.
has to be good. There's so much like different things that go into like you
Facts.
having the physique that you want. And I
Mm,
feel like a lot of social media really stresses like, weightlifting, weightlifting, weightlifting. But honestly, it's really what you eat. That is what I really
mm,
will say. Weightlifting
mm,
will get you the body that you want to get, of course. But if you don't incorporate those carbs, because
mm.
carbs are not a bad thing, I will say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
you don't
not at all.
incorporating maybe eating healthy,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe just hitting those 3 meals or however many meals you want a day, you're not going to see change. So don't be afraid to eat. And that was like my biggest thing, that I was like, okay, well, you know what? If I could be having maybe 3 meals a day and snacks on the
Mm,
side and still go to the gym and maybe switching up my routines, that's what makes it fun for me. That is what this journey is about. And even if
facts.
I'm doing, okay, maybe the stairs one day, but then doing maybe the treadmill the next day,
Yeah,
it's like about change. So you
change.
have to give
Mm.
yourself change, because if not, it's gonna be like, I'm done with this,
I'm done with this. Yeah. Facts. Straight facts. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that response. And again, I would stand behind that 110,000%. Um, just varying what you do, making it fun. It's kind of like dating. I think fitness is a lot like dating. Like,
Right.
I know my girl, what I'm saying, I rubbed her feet the other day, what I'm saying, but let me go for the back. Let me go for the lower back. You know what I'm saying? She got
Right.
when she get cramps, I know when it's that time of month, it's like, yeah, let me go for the lower back, because that's where that's going. I work out there. So
Right.
it's just switching it up, and then her not anticipating it, that really allows me
Hmm.
to add some spice to it. You know what I'm saying? Add some spice to the
Right.
relationship. So it's the same thing with fitness. And so I completely agree with that 110,000%. One more question I'm actually curious about with you, because again,
Mhm.
I think you have a really amazing physique. It's very amazing. Your lower body, I think, is very
Thank you.
strong. Very strong. You're like your muscles in your leg. Like I don't know what the heck you do, but your genetics is very strong with your lower. It really is. But um, have you ever struggled with body dysmorphia? That's something I've been seeing a lot lately. I
Oh
just
my
Okay, hold
goodness.
on, hold on.
Yes.
I want to hear this. Please go into that a little bit, because there may be people who may think that Cierra, man, she don't know what she's talking about. She been over here with this perfect body. Have you ever struggled with it?
Yeah, really bad. And even
Wow.
before I got into the fitness community, it was like I would look at myself, and when I say it was not a joke, I would look at myself and be like, you look like you're 200 plus pounds. On the outside looking in, I know I didn't look that way, but it was a mind thing.
Wow.
So when people say that they struggle with that, they're 100% correct, because I didn't see the image that others seen. And even like on the outside looking in now, I don't struggle with it as much, because I have kind of like been training myself just to say like your body is made the way it is, and it may be maybe not perfect in others' eyes, but it's perfect in your eyes. But I
Mm,
wasn't always there, and I definitely did struggle, because like I said, society is a cruel place. Society has a lot
mm,
of pressure on women at that, and I'm a Black
mm,
woman,
mm,
and I feel like, cellulite was not always this big. We're going to applaud these women for having that. It has now became a topic of discussion. And I'm surprised, because like
mm,
I said, it was something that I would try to maybe hide or maybe be ashamed of, or said like, okay, well, you know what? I have bigger thighs. Why do I have bigger thighs? I look one way, but people are saying I look this way. So, I think being thick was not always praised how it is now.
mm,
I think being thick was, I think a couple years ago, was considered to be maybe fat, or maybe
mm.
you were, it was a lot of body shaming. So I would say I was not always the most confident person, but now I'm like, look, you're that girl. Like, and I tell my followers, I'm like, listen, remember to never tilt your crown, even if social media is throwing, this, that, never
Ooh, I
tilt your
like that. I
crown.
like that.
Because,
Mm.
and I say that because guess what? You have to go home with you
With
at
you.
the end of the night. You have to live with you.
Mm.
So, who cares about what social media says?
Mm.
And I realized that if I care about every comment, if I care about what everybody says about me, my crown is gonna be off. My crown is in the garbage now. So now that I feel like, okay, like I'm feeling more confident in myself, I'm eating right, my crown is up there. And I think any woman, number one, or any man should applaud themselves and say, you know what, I'm doing this. And no one should tilt my crown because I know who I am and I'm confident in that. And guess what? Body dysmorphia or maybe body shaming is not going to get the best of me. So it takes you a while to get to that mindset, but I could say that I'm there now.
Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. You just opened up a whole nother door that I would love to go into. But I wanna save it because again, I'm gonna save it for when I bring multiple people into one Zoom because I want to talk about it a little bit more because you hit on the topic of course being a Black woman in the society of America or our culture today. I wanted to go more into like how they feed into body dysmorphia, how that feeds into, in some sense, cultivating or making it worse for women and particularly Black women too. So I want to go into that with you, but I'm like, all right, I want to save a little bit of it for when I bring all y'all into a Zoom and y'all kind of like talk about it. So,
yeah,
I'll save that. But what I do want to ask you is in regards to your content, your content in general, when people are scrolling, and you just touched on this a little bit, don't tilt your crown. But if this was your last day, let's say this was your last day, you were going to get abducted by aliens or you were going to just go missing or vanish or something, you wasn't going to be here and no more. This is going to be your last piece of content, social media content. When people scroll and watch this or they watch any other content you have on TikTok or Instagram, what would be your overall message that you would want them to take away from any piece of content they watch?
Just to be confident. Like if it's my last day on earth, number one, I'm going to go dress. I'm going to be dressed. Okay. Dressed to the T. So I could say that I don't care if I'm in leggings and I don't care if I'm in a baseball cap. I'm going to leave this earth and I'm going to be looking cute. So that's like my number one thing because that's the thing I promote on my page. Like, listen, like if I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to look my best. But also I always promote like, don't stop and keep going. That's my biggest thing. And I always remind people like, it's okay to like not be what society like you don't have to fit in what society says is acceptable. And I feel like on my page I don't care. Like I just put my whole self out there and I'm confident within that. So I would say that's the biggest message that I would want to leave with my followers.
Be confident within yourself and don't care about what other people think.
Don't care about what anyone else's opinion is.
Yes, yeah, that right there. I again, that's one of the reasons I'm so glad I brought you on because I stand behind that. I stand behind that mindset of not caring what other people think. You, be authentic, be yourself. Because at the end of the day, I feel like other people will know. They will know, and they call out. They call out when someone's fake. People can tell when you're not yourself.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they can tell. They can tell.
When 100%.
100%. It's like your followers will know or you'll get fake followers. People who are just trying to support you, or you think are trying to support you, but in fact they're actually not. So your followers truly do reflect who you are. So
this is true.
But I'm so glad you pointed those different elements out. In regards to your content in general, for someone who's watching this interview, for someone else who they want to follow you, they're like, Cierra's dope. Obviously, they can tell that you're amazing, you're dope, amazing physique. She's serious about fitness. What can they expect going forth with your content on different platforms? What can they expect from Cierra in maybe like the next 5 months?
All right. Well, I'm currently a brand ambassador for one company. So, like I
Hey,
said, I do promote like gut health a lot.
nice.
And I'm gonna maybe touch on my story when it comes to gut health. And I don't really have before and after pictures. I do actually. I do have before and
Mm,
after pictures that I'm gonna touch on. And I want to start bringing that content to TikTok and
mm,
just maybe touch on, who I'm working with, why am I actually working with them, and really just I want to start doing more hauls and really start putting
mm.
myself out there, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe some of like not curvy girl editions, because I wouldn't say that, but just if like you're maybe a thicker woman and maybe
Yeah.
you're concerned about what you should wear, not even
Mm,
what you should wear, but like things that maybe you should have in your closet too that I like,
mm,
so I want to I mean, I definitely want to touch on that. Those are
yeah.
two things that I would love to see myself doing, and more so like maybe collabs in the future. We'll see. We'll see.
Mm, absolutely. Absolutely. One right here. One right here. We initiating it right here.
Yeah,
So,
definitely, definitely
mhm.
more collabs with amazing people. So
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. In regards to the platforms we can catch Cierra at, like, are you on
mhm.
YouTube? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Pinterest? Where are you? And of those
so I'm
platforms,
definitely
yeah, where
so
are
yeah,
you?
I'm definitely on TikTok 100%. You can catch me on TikTok for life of CC underscore underscore.
Hey.
My Instagram is the same name, and YouTube is coming soon. I'll say that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I mean, again, I see you. You told me, or you stated rather, that all you really do is do a lot of workout videos, and I see you taking pictures, of
Mhm.
course, on IG. I honestly think you need to talk more because you have a lot to say. You do. You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You have the appeal. You already have the physical appeal, attraction for it. But I think people really need to hear the intellect. They need to hear
Yeah.
what you're saying, because your mentality is very mature for your age. You're 24.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, come
Yeah,
on.
I want to get there. I'm gonna get there. I told myself too, like, you're putting music behind, your physique, and you're showing this, you're showing that, but let me start talking more. And I'm
Mm.
gonna get myself there. It just is gonna take time.
Yeah, yeah. Everything takes
Yeah.
time. Everything takes time, but you almost at 1,000, which means that soon you'll be able to go live.
I know, that's so
You'll be able to go
crazy.
live, and hey, y'all get her to 1,000 so she can go live and she can start talking. So
Yes.
let's get you to 1,000, because we want to. I would love to hear you, and I know they want to hear you. You have a lot of stuff to share, your perspective, bringing in the aspect of being a thicker woman. I love that. The cellulite
Hmm.
aspect that you were talking about, being black,
Yes.
and that whole pressure of being black and body dysmorphia in how society. I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So push those things out there, and let those things be heard. But I encourage you, of course, in your own timing. But of those platforms, which one can someone reach out to you on if they want to collab or just talk to you? Which one would be the easiest?
Both, actually. I would
Okay.
say both.
Okay.
I check my social media. I don't have notifications on either one, but I
Mm,
constantly am checking them.
okay.
So, even if someone wants to reach out to me, like via, like if they want my phone number or something of that nature, I'd have to have a conversation. But you can definitely reach me on mostly Instagram and TikTok for sure, through a DM or
Perfect. Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. I'll definitely make sure that I link it below too, so that y'all don't have to, go back and try to fast forward and catch the name and spell it. So I'll definitely link her social media all below. But Cierra, let's close it out. I know that you have a lot that you have to do, and a lot of things that you got going on, as well as more content that you got to push out. Because again, like I said,
Yes.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. So again, I want to just say thank you for giving me your time, allowing me to play a part in your schedule, even though I know you had to
Of
fit me in there,
course.
but you did, and I appreciate that so much. And again, I will be having you back on because I got to hear these other elements that you were going into. Um, but thank you again, and I
No
completely
problem.
am humbled and honored for this opportunity. I really am.
Thank you
Um,
for having me.
oh, you already know. You already know. And guys, I'm already gonna say it right here, right now. Make sure you follow her. Show her some love. Show her some support. If you following me, follow her. Anybody I bring on here, again, show them that love and support because they fan. Once they do an interview with me, they fan. So follow Cierra, embrace her, hit her up, DM her again, reach out to her if you have questions or you just want to collab and communicate. She did a collab with me, so I'm sure she would do one with you as well. But hit her up, man. And let's grow as a community. Also, again, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, comment below of anything that you enjoyed here, any questions you may have, comment below as well. Also, join my affiliate marketing / email list below. The link is in the description. Sign up there. You'll get a free report when you do. Again, you also know more about your boy and just that regards of who I am and more about my own personal fitness journey and some of the stories that I don't necessarily share on social media. But with that said, again, thank y'all so much if you waited this long and lasted this long throughout the interview. And I want to close it off with you, Cierra. Anything you want to leave us off with?
I would say, guess what? Just keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. If you don't see results in a month, that's okay. If you don't see results in maybe even a couple months, that's okay. But keep going. Keep fighting for yourself, number one, and keep showing up. That's my biggest thing I could say to you guys. Keep showing up.
I love it. I love it. And with that said, y'all already know. Until next time. Peace.